Good afternoon, everybody out there. This is Arjax coming at you again with another Let's Play World of Warcraft videos. So, I'm going to collect the little bit of gold that I got from the stuff and see how much I end up with. It looks to be a big chunk, about 220 gold. Not that spectacular, not that bad either. Um, I have a limited amount of time to do the Let's Play WoW videos today, and I wanted to get some done before I end up going off to class later this evening. In about 20 to 30 minutes, I need to start getting ready for that, and my wife will also be home. So that's going to detract from the time that I have. So I just figured, you know what, let's hop on here, run a dungeon, do that really quick, and see where that puts us as far as time. And this video is going to be pretty much as long as it can possibly be um, without causing me to get in trouble, essentially. I still need to mow. I need to mow my yard, but I do need. What I also need to do is I need to vacuum my house. Although I can wait to do that until this evening. Although I'd like to get it done prior to that. So, holy cow, why did that not... Alright, apparently I messed that up. Oh well, whatever. I do not need to do a scan. And there we go. It pops already for us, so that's a very nice thing. So it looks like we're going to do the same dungeon that we did before, and hopefully this time it's not a complete and utter failed group, like the first time I tried to do this dungeon with you guys on here. And, oh, nope, this is a different dungeon. So that's even better. That I really do like running new dungeons with you guys, and this is a completely and absolutely new dungeon. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get everything run and processed while I'm at school so that I can upload the music version of this and the non-music version of this Let's Play this evening so that it would be available for tomorrow. It's been my goal the entirety of the time that I've been doing these to do at least one a day, and when I switched from 1 hour long ones to 30 minutes, my goal shifted to be 2. However, that really has not really been all that manageable for me to do 2, um, and it's mostly because of a time constraint. So without the time constraint, it would be rather easy to do a bunch of these. And the biggest time constraint I'm realistically facing is the actual time spent in the World of Warcraft game recently. It's just with all my classes and everything going on, it's pretty ridiculous. I also got a job, so that's pretty good. So I'm hopefully going to be getting an i7 coming up for my desktop computer, which would be really nice. The one I want is about $340, which is a bit unrealistic. Honestly, it would be more than acceptable for me to get a i5 or an i2 or an i3 even. Well, I currently have an i3, so it'd be kind of pointless to get an i3 on my desktop. I have an i7 in my laptop, and that's what I do primarily all my video editing and rendering on. Which might seem kind of counterintuitive at first, but the reason why I do my video editing and software on my laptop as opposed to my desktop, even though my processor on my laptop is actually a little bit slower than that on my desktop, and my desktop's a little bit more powerful than my laptop, but the main issue that I have with doing the video stuff on there is I use Sony Vegas Pro, which takes advantage of the hyper-threading that the i7 has. So with the ability to use hyper-threading, it allows me to render the videos at a much faster speed. So what I would like to do is get an i7 for my desktop so that I could do everything on my desktop. As far as the rendering and such goes. Also, it would be kind of nice to be able to use my desktop because I like my screens better on there. Although arguably one half of my laptop screen is on my desktop because I have my laptop hooked up to my one of my other monitors. And if I could actually, my monitor, the biggest issue I have is I can't use my monitors or both of them that I have. I have two 22 inches, and the only reason I can't is my laptop only has one VGA output, although it has an HDMI output as well. However, my other laptop screen or my other desktop screen does not have an HDMI input. So it kind of stunts me in that way a bit. But other than that, I do enjoy my laptop. I spent quite a bit of money on it quite a while ago. I used my tax return to get it back in 2012, and it's 2011. I actually bought it October 2011. So I've actually had the laptop for about 3 years, and I play Battlefield 4 on it. I play, pretty much any game you can throw at a laptop, I can play with it. The only real issue that I have with my laptop is that it only turbo boosts to a 3.4 gigahertz processor, which is not bad. It's not as good as I would like. I mean, there's leaps and bounds, and what I would like to do is get the 4 gigahertz i7 or the 4790 for my desktop computer, but that uses a different chipset, so I'd also need a new motherboard. And so I could get a 3.5 gigahertz i7 that uses the same chipset that my current motherboard has. The biggest issue that I have with doing that, however, is that the desktop. Oh shoot, I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, the biggest issue I have with buying the 3.5 gigahertz is obviously it's a little bit less powerful, and it's like $40 cheaper than buying just the 4.0 gigahertz processor for the desktop. But on the other hand, I would need to get a new motherboard. So, that is that. I don't know. And obviously, I don't have $500 laying around. Otherwise, this probably wouldn't be a discussion, because if I had $500 laying around, I definitely would have already gone ahead and purchased a new motherboard and a bunch of other stuff. Something else that I want to do for my computer is I want to get a solid-state drive, because solid-state drives are just freaking awesome, and I love solid-state drives. But for a 500 gigabyte drive for my laptop, it would run roughly around $250, and I just can't justify spending $250 on a solid-state drive. So there is that. I don't know what I'm going to do. Not a real big issue overall, though. So I would certainly really like to get the i7 with the quad-core i7 at 4.0 gigahertz, primarily because of the hyper-threading. And there is my 8th death. I do not know what happened there, guys. Heels, what are you doing, brother? I can't die. That's going to slow us down. Alright, let's out. Oh no, not everybody wiped yet, so hopefully maybe I can get back in. Okay, so the biggest issue that I just had there is I just got DC'd. I don't really know what happened or why I got DC'd. Actually what happened was World of Warcraft crashed. So that really sucks. So I'm a little bit behind it. I want to get out here as fast as possible. So get back to the group and get going. I don't know if I even let them know that I was recording this. So there I go. I go ahead and let them know. I don't know. I really have no idea what was going on with that. Another technical difficulty that I just realized that I was doing was I was splitting all of my files into 4 GB cache files, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't know why I would do that. So I'm glad that they were able to pull that off and keep themselves up. So that's really good and cool for them. Um, unless some of them died and I didn't know because I obviously kind of messed up there as far as the poll. I don't know what exactly happened. I'm sure that if I go back and watch the video, I can certainly pick out what was going on that. But overall, yeah, I think I want to get an i7 for my desktop rig so that I can do more of my recording on my desktop rig. And the biggest reason for that is I have more hard drive space on my desktop, and I would like to save my laptop life for when I need a laptop. Although arguably there's really no reason to do that because my laptop is just pretty awesome. Although I do like my keyboard on my desktop significantly better than I like the keyboard on my laptop. Everything else besides the keyboard, and I have to downgrade from from dual 22-inch screens to 117 and 122, kind of is almost negligible. So, but other than that, everything seems to be going pretty well. I just killed the healer, so I'm gonna res him. So that kind of sucks. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't really know what to do on mechanics like that. I don't know if it's an overtime thing. I think I essentially just two-hitted the healer. So yeah, that's definitely something I need to pay more attention to. In that somebody went ahead and marked me with a triangle, or a star rather. I don't know why I call it a triangle. Obviously, it's not a triangle, but I did. So I think it's probably the healer to designate where I'm at and, get the group to follow me a little bit more. I'm assuming that there is a bit of a confusion as to where I was, and it's probably my fault for not being so clear. So, yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that's going on with that. But, yeah, that's kind of surprising that my World of Warcraft account crashed in the middle of recording. I haven't had a crash for quite some time. I think next Wednesday I'm going to actually go ahead and break down and just purchase the next expansion because I'm obviously going to purchase it eventually. And I would like to get a video up of the quiet of the of how to boost a level 90 character, and additionally I need to figure that out as well myself. And then I should gear them up. The real reason why I want to do that is so that I can gear them up and get them all set up prior to the Halloween event, so that I can hopefully get the mount. Like that's my biggest goal in World of Warcraft right now, is getting the Halloween mount. I know I've said it before, but that mount is just plain awesome, and I've wanted it for a long time. The funny thing is when I get it, I probably won't use it all that much in comparison to other mounts. At first, I certainly will, but over time, I bet you it'll just become another mount in the back of my mount selection bag. Well, that is kind of silly, and doesn't make a lot of sense for me to do. That's pretty much what's going to happen. I have another mount that's similar to that, but it can't fly, and I just thought it'd be kind of cool to have a horse mount that can fly, that you don't have to. You don't have to have wings on, because all the horse mounts that I have that fly have wings. So I just think that'd be kind of cool. Something that I wish the headless horseman mount would do that I don't think it does, although I'm not sure now that I think about it, would be to remove your head while you're flying and like put it underneath your arm or something. I think that would just be awesome. But alas, I don't think it does that. I can't remember it ever doing that. But I'll have egg on my face if it does something like that, and I'm just like, oh, haha, this would be really cool, because I'm a noob and I don't know that stuff already does stuff. But hopefully, well, you know what, if it doesn't, I don't even care, because that'd just be awesome if I can actually get it, so I won't even say that I'm sorry for saying that. And if it doesn't, Blizzard, you need to get your act in gear, because that would be freaking awesome, and why have you not done that yet? So, here we go. He's almost dead. I wanted to grab the aggro on those other guys so that I could actually, get hit with all the damage that was going on. So it doesn't look like I'm going to have more than enough time to actually do this. I'll probably fly out to the quest zone and maybe do some quests with you guys also, since this dungeon is going a lot faster than I thought. And I think this is the dungeon where you can actually get a mount drop. And I am pretty sure that I farmed this dungeon to nausea, to over and over and over again. It's just one of those dungeons, this whole set of dungeons, they all appear the same, from the beginning. And it's like, whoa, you don't really, you just get used to running them over and over again. So that's pretty much it. You can actually skip the ads right here. I think I'll do that. The ones to the right, although I failed at doing that, so I got too close. So I'll have to actually kill them. Oh no. Oh no. Heals. Sweet. Good job, Heals. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I'm doing, apparently, on this dungeon run. I almost died twice. And, there's nobody to blame but my incompetence. I think it's probably because my back was to them, so my dodge ability wasn't going off. So I'll go ahead and pull. Why are you not aggroing? There you go. And just pull these out. So he put down a stone well. So I don't know if that was up when I was going to die, but it certainly would have been awesome if I had seen it. But great job there, Heals, at propping me up and keeping me going. So the Warlock seems to want to, just power through this, which I can't blame him, but I'd rather pick up the ads before we pick him up, because it just seems like these ads are commonly pulled anyways by someone. And that's primarily why I'll do, if I'm with a group that I've run dungeons with before and I know how they're going to operate and nobody's been pulling at all throughout the entirety of the dungeon, I'm more likely to skip ads. But when, the Warlock's been pulling stuff, and, obviously it's not an issue in this at all, but, with that being said, I don't want to go ahead and pull the boss and not take care of the ads and then have the boss and the ads, especially when it seems like I'm a little under-geared for this, because the healer's having a bit of a difficulty keeping me at full health, unless they're just trying not to overheal, which, is another thing. But, overall, I don't want to cause us to wipe, is the biggest thing. I've already died once for the 8th time on the Let's Play series, so that's not too bad. Not really concerned about how many times your character dies, or my character dies anyways. But, at the same time, I do want to, try to keep that to a minimum whenever possible. And you know, sometimes stuff happens and it sucks, but I think I can pull all these. I'm pretty sure I can. You know, let's go ahead and get these all wrapped up. It does, holy cow. Um, it really looks like I'm doing way more DPS than anybody else. I am doing more DPS than anybody else. Is it way more? No, not really. I didn't clear my counter before I came in the dungeon, so that's my fault. I can't really give a fair assessment of that. So, Melinda. So Melinda seems to be doing pretty comparable DPS to me. The Druid, not so much. And not so much for the Rogue. But heck, I can't really complain. We're getting through this dungeon very quickly and very painlessly, so that's really awesome. I do appreciate that. So here we go again. So it actually appears that for every 4 gigabytes of data, it's about 2 minutes of video. So it's about 2 gigs per data per per minute of recording. So that's pretty substantial when you break it down like that, but overall it's not too bad. I can't remember if the guys run out of here first or run out of... Okay, yeah, they run over here first. So I'm gonna go over here and grab these up so that we don't drop aggro and have them going everywhere. Although it does appear that people have more AoE spells than I do. But heck, whatever. Not a big deal. Then these guys come out. And here the entire time I thought it was a warlock, but it's actually a mage. So that's cool. I didn't realize mages summon these, and I do have a level 90 mage, so that might be kind of noobish of me. But, you know, to be fair, I haven't really played my mage, and I'm not a good mage. I just kind of... I quested that one all the way up, and you don't really have to learn how to do everything in a quest, and I was questing with my wife and a friend of ours, so realistically, it was just a walk in the park. And I definitely call mount if it drops. This one, you can get the mount that he's riding. I've actually never seen it drop. So, so we'll see if it drops. I've run this dungeon over and over and over again and never got it. Actually, pretty much the reason why I rolled the Death Knight was so that I could come here without... Oh, no mount. Come here without having to fly to the zone. Just summon to where he was at and fly down. So, yep. But yeah, I've probably run this dungeon like 170,000 times. Um, I had... I had like 3 level 90s parked outside this so that I could just chain run this. I had 2 level 90s. Um, I had 2 level 90s on here and 2 level 90 paladins and a level 85 DK. And so So yeah, so I would just run it all the way through until I couldn't run it on one character, switch to the next. And there was a time where I got both of them, because initially I only started with two. There was a time that I got both of my characters actually timed out of the dungeon, so that's why I brought over a third. And then I went to Iraq, and that kind of stopped a bunch of my stuff that I was doing. I don't even know what. That's kind of cool. That's Portal. So, but it does appear like this is about 23 minutes or so. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pretty much call this video at this point. I'm not going to go to the questing zone right now. I don't know if I need to go back to there because I'm about to hit 50. So yeah, I just leveled out of that area. I could go to Burning Step. Maybe I'll do that. That seems like a more logical thing to do coming up. But let's see what we got from the Satchel of Helpful Goods. So, meh. I'll keep mine that I already have equipped. So thank you guys for watching my videos. Thank you, girl from Darkspear, for subbing to my channel. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys later. Until next time, Arjax out.